All systems online. Salutations, class, and welcome back. Tonight will be our very exciting finale to Halo 1. I've been looking forward to this, and, well, what wonderful timing. Halo Infinite is just around the corner. In fact, I do know one of my friends is going to be streaming Infinite tonight, so we might even switch games once we're done with the campaign, depending on how long this takes, and if friends are still available at the time. Welcome, Kayla. Welcome, Broham. Wish we could cross-platform on Reach. And Broham, can you not? Assume we could. I don't think Halo Master Chief Collection has any cross-platform play. The last time I checked. It might skip an initial cutscene, so instead we'll go directly into Playlet. Ah. Cut us off with that legendary playlist then. Alright. We'll just pick keys and start from the beginning. So, last we left off, we had just finished powering down all of the pulse generators in the icy canyon. Now we are teleported to the ship where Captain Keyes is being held hostage. No, Halo Master Chief Collection does not have crossplay. I don't know if they're... I think actually Halo Infinite lets you, though.
From what I've been able to piece together, their leadership ordered all ships to abandon Halo when they found the Flood, but they were too late. The Flood overwhelmed this cruiser and disabled it. Covenant are terrified the Flood will repair the ship and use it to escape from Halo. They've sent in a strike team to neutralize the Flood and repair the ship for immediate departure. I've got a good lock on Captain Key's CNI transponder signal. He's alive, and the implants are intact. There's some interference from the cruiser's damaged reactor. I'll bring us in as close as I can.
Upside down.
Oh, I see. The coordinate data needs to be... Right. Sorry.
And here we go. Gross sounds throughout the hallways.
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
Oh, fiend. The cat has gotten here into my optical mouse once more. There we go. Fixed up. Ah, right. We don't need to interfere with that whatsoever. Heck, we don't even need to interfere with anyone right now. Let's see, what's a useful weapon for us to take? Definitely this. Just sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. Oh, whoops. I forgot about that part. Although we have to be down here soon enough anyway. We start getting assaulted by enemies and we are directed down into the hole, so... That is technically forward progress. Now, he's not gonna pay any attention to the invisible flashlight right behind him. Although now we're in trouble. This is where the flashlight will be useful. Might need one of these instead. Funny how the Coveys never invented a weapon of this capability. Then again, they abandoned bullets a long time ago. Closest proxy would be all of those explosive needles, which I guess would be an explosive ballistic ammunition. Oh, they're everywhere. Hide here. The last two levels are not going to be nearly as difficult as two betrayals, as most of the enemies we find are grouped together and they will be fighting each other while they're fighting us. Let those pop. The enemies here have a tendency to be respawning for a long time, and I think possibly forever, so we do have some incentive and pressure to push forward. And we're dead. Chief is worm food. Try that again. Don't get back up, please. Ah, shotgun ammo. We could use that. And do I see my precious? Although combining these two might be a little bit of a waste. We still need something to power through the shields of all those elites everywhere. Oh, more of the little crawly guys. Falling from the cliffs above. Now, the mistake that we've made so far is charging headfirst into danger, which we are not allowed to do on Legendary. Although we are sort of pushed forward given that enemies keep coming back up. We can't really hole up in one place forever like we could on a number of the other levels. Looks like the flood have won out here, which is a little bit easier for us. Guess we have to start moving forward now. Excellent, they did take care of all the elites over here. More ammo for us, and keep moving. Even though I'm not exactly sure which direction we're supposed to be going. If no one's there, though, then... popcorn babies, indeed. We might have to hold back a little bit and do a little bit of fighting. I don't think the enemies respawn forever. Or they might in waves or smaller amounts. Make sure everything's reloaded, stocked up. We are full on grenades. Let's try this again. Now we know there's going to be floods spawning up on the right. I think we can just go ahead and let them duke it out. As long as we remain unnoticed and watch the carnage. Keep an eye on that motion tracker, but we do have a moment to sit back and take a drink. Now that the combat is done, mostly, looks like they have taken out the elites. Keep an eye out. We cannot let our shields go down when we're surrounded by the little guys. The so-called popcorn babies. Always found it disturbing how they make such more alien sounds than all of the combat forms do. It's bizarre, it makes my skin crawl. Yeah, couple of well-placed shotgun bursts, and we'll be doing just fine. We know what's around here. Let's try that again. Step forward. I thought one of you guys had a shotgun. There we go. 6 rounds. We are full on ammo once again. And there should be someone with a pistol over here. Oh dear. Yep, everywhere around us. This is the worst part for you because your disc skips. This is why I couldn't actually complete the original Halo on my own Xbox. It was never capable of loading this level at all. I wonder if this level's cursed. In more than the usual ways, of course. I mean, right now it sounds like there's an infection form sitting over here who must have, well, yeah, clipped inside of the rock. Get him out of his misery. Be very careful about those needlers, because it is difficult to avoid them. Flashlight's out of battery. We'll have to let that recharge and fight here in the dark. Made even worse by the ring light. Ooh boy. Yes, absolutely creepy and terrifying. I don't know why, but to this day, maybe because of the sort of uncanny valley and poor graphics, I find the Halo 1 flood scariest of all. Might also be their presentation, as this is the game in which they are the new and unknown menace, and are given most of the horror aesthetic going on. I don't think the noises they make in the future games are as nearly creepy. Sounds here like they have some minor vocalizations, but in the future games, if I remember, they were just slithery, which has been done before. Ah, right. Oh dear.
More damage than I suspected. Analyzing. Coolant leakage rate is significant. The ship's reactor should already have gone critical.
Funny enough, these areas that have all the glowing coolant are spaced out enough to where we will be able to use them to light up the area. Wonder how those guys fare against the Flood. I think this is the only time we see them fighting each other. Even the big guys don't really mind. Now this part I have confirmed, the infection pods, the carrier forms, they do respawn indefinitely here. One of the few instances of the game where that's actually the case. Kind of funny how we end up with so many chain reactions because of that. They're still going. I wonder if that was actually implemented in this game? Oh wait, no, there's one down. The Hunters, Legolo as they are called in the lore, actually are a network of worms under shared consciousness. They actually don't have a single sufficient biomass or nervous system, and accordingly they're actually immune to being infected by the Flood. Might be why they're faring so effectively here. Aside from the fact that they're just absolute tanks in the first game. Gross. They were still stuck to him when he died. Blow up the walking bulbous creatures. Up to no good. Heck, shotgun shells here would not be a waste. Just to get rid of them as quickly as possible. You have 3 copies and none of them will get to the end of this. Maybe this level is cursed. With the fact that this is probably the only one where you'll be realistically running out of your flashlight on, this might be akin to the most horror-themed level. Especially since this one you're actually going through Truth and Reconciliation backwards, essentially. I do believe it's supposed to be a different ship than the Truth and Reconciliation. There's no specific mention that it's the same ship. I also don't imagine that Keyes would somehow end up back on that same cruiser after they got off the first time. Shotgun, got it. Oh, please don't run out. How do we get... Ah, wait, was this our way out? I think this is it. Not that it matters. Was running around looking for a spot to take cover. Looks like cover didn't come. Shotgun this guy, since the pistol doesn't work enough against him. Once we have their attention, start drawing them through this choke point, and they'll be a lot easier to handle. We might actually want to go ahead and just use our shotgun on the infection forms here, so that we're not spending too long trying to fight them one by one. As you can see, all the other guys have had their chance to, well, close the distance. Yeah, I get the point. What the? Uh-oh. Well, there was every grenade on the ground there. Try this again. That is backwards. Here now, YouTube having issues for you. Well, welcome back. I've noticed my Twitch has actually grown pretty quickly in the last few days. I've interacted with a number of other fighting game VTubers. I've been tuning into their streams, and, well, names are being recognized back and forth. We cannot get touched by any of those guys, they will stick to us, and drain out our shields. Hopefully that was enough to get him. You hear that mod, by the way, for Dark Souls with the Halo guns and other cursed stuff. From Inferno Plus's channel, yes, I actually follow him quite closely. Me being so into game modding, as I discuss on this channel. I'm interested in giving it a look sometime. I think we're done fighting a bunch of the combat forms for now. We can go ahead and just melee him and GTFO. Just watch a stream! An entire stream on it. Interesting. I will have to give that a look in the future. It was a little difficult coming up with the stream schedule for this week. I have so many games, but I am probably going to be busy over the holiday. I'd rather not stream on these special days in which I'm... Okay, maybe we should just get rid of the grenades on the ground. Start throwing more of our own, even though they aren't necessarily the most effective weapons for us to be using. Really? That's one good thing about the shotgun. You can reload it one shell at a time, instead of having to do it all at once. I wonder if that's actually why it's become such an infamously anti-zombie weapon. We all know the classical zombie lore, aim for the head. Since they don't feel pain, you actually have to get rid of their nervous system in order to bring them down. Of course, a shotgun makes it to where you don't really necessarily have to aim directly at them. Aim close enough and you'll still get the head anyway. Turn everything into mush. Funny, at this point we actually start seeing human Flood with Covenant weapons. And we've seen a few Covenant Flood carrying human weapons as well. We'll have to be very, very careful of those grenade explosions. Flashlight off, we are out of battery once more. Get away from me. Shields recharge. Okay. Runaway plasma rifle. How would an engine like that have this much coolant leaking from... well... I suppose this isn't engine coolant, this is coolant for any of the ship's systems. Can't imagine you need those entire puddles just for a reactor room. Gross. Look around, smack you. And we're only allowed to go one direction here. Did you want to hug that badly? I think he disappeared into the ground there. Ah, yes, the horror sting. Shield's low. That is gross. They're never bioluminescent in the newer games, are they? I think this is the same music that kicks in right before you discover the Flood for the first time. A lot of the music tracks you hear in this game occur twice. Back up, back up, back up. I don't get to play this level very often at all. I suppose it is better that now that it's not on a disc. Kayla, does it not function for you through Master Chief Collection either? I do have a feeling this level is cursed. Must have shut an arm off.
Power source detected. There's the gravity ring.
We are getting close to the hard part.
That's our way back in.
Rocks, my nemesis. You know, we can just skip all the combat here and run straight up there. Especially if we got one of these. Only off the disc. Ah, no Banshee for us. Would have been a quick ticket out of here. Ooh, nice toss. Elites don't fire that quickly, that can only be Flood. You need to just run in here as quickly as possible. There we go.
We should be able to get into the ship's control room from here.
Well, we didn't have a chance to go through Truth and Reconciliation the first time. That would have probably taken as long as 2 Betrayals in retrospect. Perhaps one of these days we'll go back and revisit Halo and Legendary once more.
The Covenant BattleNet is a mess. I can't access the ship's schematics. My records indicate that a shuttle bay should be here.
save the shotgun bullets for later. We'll want those to kill the combat forms. These guys aren't nearly as threatening. Is it just me, or does it feel easier to aim the shotgun melee as opposed to everything else? We also want to make sure we don't have our shields popped by those guys either for what little we have of our overshields left.
Look, in the corners. The flood are gathering bodies here.
More meat for the pile. Sounds like something you'd hear in Borderlands. Which is another thing I look forward to streaming once I can get people up for a collaboration for it. Borderlands is one of my all-time favorites. This might be more useful now. Or there's more shotgun ammo immediately. There we go. Only 12 rounds. Shoot him already. Damn. Sometimes it feels like you have to actually fire at a very specific time in order to get it during the reload animation. Just needed to make sure no one was following us. Well, so much for our overshields. Went right through and through most of the layers of our health. Are you done? I think that might actually be one of the sections that indefinitely spawns enemies. Of course, it's difficult to get to the other side in the first place. I assume that's the direction we're going. Although, let's take a look in the other direction. There might be a health pack there. Or just more enemies. Understood. Thank you. Brought it right to me. Take this one. Fire at you. They're behind me. Just keep walking. Always bothered me how they ran at you sort of unrelentingly. Try that again. Well, this is why the 1 health is going to be a problem for us. We have to push forward, but we get pinched from either side here. And that will happen too. Quick, start running. Alright, hang down here in the hallway. And don't open the door below us. Do they keep respawning even if we're not up there? Seems we've still alerted them regardless. Yep, here they come. Alright, take a moment to stretch. We'll need to approach this situation a little bit differently now. gross. Almost comical how they explode, though. Gives me a good laugh. Take a couple of them down from up here. Shotgun, shotgun, shotgun. If we stay up here for a little bit, we can at least get rid of the infection forms. I don't think they respawn indefinitely, but if they keep coming, we'll be proven wrong. It's just the combat forms that keep dropping forever here. There we go. Slow and steady, not all of them respawn. Funny, right now the BGM is from the swamp level, or the beginning of that one. Which sounds like it has some sort of a bird call going on in the background, even though this is definitely not where you'd hear one of those. Funny how there only seems to be plant wildlife on Halo. You think we would have run into some sort of other wildlife, but maybe they specifically avoided any of the sort of life that would sustain the flood. Now there's no way the guys in the next room keep respawning. There we go. Right, I think somewhere in here there's actually a health pack. One of the piles has human bodies, if I remember correctly. Or it doesn't, but there's still a health pack there regardless. You also can't pilot any of these ghosts either, and I don't know why. They clearly don't seem to be damaged. That would have been a riot, driving down all these hallways in a ghost. Wow. Unrelenting. I think we are supposed to go down in that hole real quick. Yep, that place is blocked off. Send in the welcome wagon. And there's the auxiliary explosions. Do that again. Think it should be relatively safe. Alright, gather them under here and then pop up a couple more. Right in front of the face. They look like skin cancer. Oh dear. Wait a minute. We stuck a grenade to him the instant he popped, the grenade disappeared too. Well, I don't think I've seen that one before. Kaboom. You know, I think I might have to say Reach is my favorite campaign just because there's no flood in it. No grenades whatsoever. Luckily, in this game, the flood cannot actually infect bodies while they're dead. That's a possible and absolutely disgusting process that you get to see in newer games. Goodbye. I don't think I've seen that stagger animation before. That's new. Ugh. You know, we never see grunt flood, do we? Allegedly, you need a sufficient amount of biomass to actually sustain a combat form. And they're behind us for some reason. You see, there's absolutely no indicator of that either. Well, now we're set back again. The grunts stand approximately 5 feet in and that's, what would I say? 1.5 meters for our European friends. They stand about that tall, and while that doesn't seem much in comparison to humans, they do have a much wider frame and a lot more muscle. You'd imagine that would be capable of sustaining a flood form, but we never see Ungoi flood in the entire game. I wonder if they're mentioned in the books.
He's delirious. In pain. We have to find him.
Oh, hello there. Oh, whoops. You know, we're never really given too many close quarters fights with those guys. Exhilarating. Here's the second case of that music that usually only plays on Silent Cartographer, I believe. Or was it on the second level? I can't remember. Uh-oh. No more motion on the motion tracker. Oh. Hey there. Great. Now we'll have to avoid the elites shooting at us from above. Unless we stay very, very far away. Serpentine. I think there's nothing back here either. Right. A couple of wait a minute. No terminal. They really changed the look of the doors in the Anniversary Edition. This is one of the places that I actually think they fell behind in their design. Although I do like the Anniversary graphics for all of the outdoor environments. And even in some of the Forerunner areas too. Right here it definitely feels like it misses its mark though. Oh, don't tell me I made the same mistake I made last time. I don't think we're actually supposed to be down here. At all. I think we're supposed to head back up that ramp and actually get towards those elites. This is just a safeguard in case we do fall down. At least we don't have to go fighting through all of them on the way back up. Let's see here. See if we can find a plasma pistol close up to where those elites are, because that makes it much easier to get rid of them. This will have to do. Leviathan, hi, I'm here. Also looked up, and apparently Ungo and Kigya are apparently usually just eaten or converted to carrier-forms instead. Really? I imagine grunts are low on the intelligence scale, but aren't necessarily bad for muscle mass. Kigya I can understand because they're scrawny little guys. Needlers are always good, Kayla, but we need something that can hit them from this distance. Needles are far less effective at this range. Although if we got marginally close enough to just lob a grenade in there... got him. I think that's most of them down. Looks like only the one guy left that we have to worry about. One to the head. Now, find that shotgun again, and we are ready to move forward. Which was off in this area. Full ammo, 2 of each grenade. Excellent. Well, that entire passageway down there was a waste of my time. I think that's a bit of a failure in the level design. They give us a door right there, glowing. Maybe if it was locked from that end unless you started coming up from the other side. I didn't want to be in there when that went off. Or that. Hopefully that's after we took care of the elites. Looks like it, given that we have a shotgun back. Or not, it's before we even went down there. Fine. Although technically we can just run right past them. I'll take that Needler suggestion, although we might have to get a lot closer. Let's give your idea a try, Kayla. Sneak around here and lob a few needles. Sounds like one down. Maybe not. We have to expose ourselves for a lot longer. We run a much higher risk of getting gunned down. Or, you know, one of them could come up and punch us to death. Yeah, no. Needler doesn't work nearly as well here. In order to get all the shots you need off, you need to fire them at once, and you expose yourself for much longer. Like so. We can't just pepper them one by one, because then the needles can't super combine. Only known points of Ungo and Kigyar combat forms seem to be with their first contact, and once the Flood got their hands on Singhili, they kinda dropped the guns. Grunts. Ah, interesting little bit of information. Is that from a book? You'd imagine humans are just faster than Ungoi. Probably. You do see them running around on all fours often. In this sort of awkward waddle crab walk. Heck, we could have skipped swapping weapons altogether if the grenades would have been that easy. Oh, what do you know? He won. Congratulations. You get to go down with Halo. Sit there and celebrate your victory. I suppose essentially Ungoi are just essentially cannon fodder. As I mentioned on one of the previous Halo streams, they're only kept around for cannon fodder. See if we can get those carrier forms. It feels like all of the melees sort of have a same amount of animation runtime. I suppose that means no melee is more effective than any other. sort of an idiot run. Make sure neither of them get back up. I think we're clear. If I remember correctly, there's marginally more melee damage on the brute shot and other brute weapons in other Halo games, but given that you kill most people in multiplayer with 2 melee whacks anyway, there might not actually be a difference. Functionally. Thank you for the shells. Now, if I remember, this part was a pain. Reload, make sure none of them are getting close. There's a part somewhere around here that has just a lot of elites showing up out of nowhere.
Control room should be this way.
Ah, don't watch the scenery. It'll be the death of you. I wanted to see what would happen there. Well, we still have most of our bars of health. Oh, Captain. My Captain.
The captain! His vitals are fading. Please, Chief, hurry!
Moving as fast as I can. Though we have a bunch of squid-faced murder boys right ahead of us. Oh, he's wording at us. He's gloating. Gaze upon my 4 mandibles and despair. Come here. Come closer. Actually, you know what? I'll let you guys duke it out. Come on. You've got so much health. What are you hiding for? We can use the plasma pistol that Grunt dropped if we're quick enough to snatch it. This probably isn't going to work. Not without some explosions to cover us. Oh yeah. This was a bad idea. I wouldn't have taken that chance if I only had 1 life to give.
Chief, hurry!
I think that's done with. Alright, problem solved. Okay. That's the second time that's happened this campaign. And only the second time I've ever seen that happen. As if this couldn't get any more gross. And everything in there's gonna explode. Get way out of the way. Never run out of combat forms, do you? I saw you, don't worry. Your anxiety is so high. It's not that bad here, honestly. This level isn't nearly as bad as 2 betrayals. And neither is the mob, funny enough. We'll be able to easily beat both levels tonight. This level does take approximately an hour for me on Legendary, so it's not too horrible. You ready for this? Here's the stinger. Or, no. Here's the kicker. The stinger happens after the show. The stinger is the, essentially Master Chief taking off his helmet. Now is not the time to be taking a drink if you are.
No human life signs detected. The captain, he's one of them. We can't let the flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. What he'd want us to do.
Mistimed that graphical effect. But we gotta get those neural implants. Those are how we get ourselves off the Pillar of Autumn. Or at least get that thing rigged to explode.
To the Pillar of Autumn. Let's go back to the shuttle bay and find a ride.
It's even worse than the anniversary graphics, gross. So that's basically the start of another Gravemind. That's what they're trying to build out here. Inside the ship, too. They were expecting to take that off the ring. That's horrifying. And they're all gonna come pouring in. Guess I can't go around that little bend. There we go, that should disrupt them a little bit back there. Ah, here's the Spec Ops guys. In all of their snazzy dark purple armor. Roughly black. Right, we should just get them to start fighting each other. Familiar situation, here we are back again at 1 health. They also brought in the fuel rod guns to make sure the job gets done. Sadly, we can't take those with us. That would be an excellent weapon to break out of here with. Now, if I remember, it's just a trip right back out to where we came, right? Yeah, it'll be down this hallway, and there should be banshees out in the hangar. Ugh. Right, this was the part that was a problem. Coming backwards. We have to get past all these goons. Nice. And again! Nice. Maybe I should have played baseball. We're looking for banshees. Here they are. Kind of funny that they cutscene in like that. We don't normally see banshees fly in that pattern. I actually think we can do a quick jump down there and let's see if we can style this.
Perfect. Grab one of the escort banshees and we'll use it to return to the Pillar of
Welcome, Z. So glad to see you. Let's see if we can make this. You're here just in time. Professors, gonna style. Or not. I think that's actually something you have to trigger. I don't know if you can fly directly, or just stand next to it and you'll immediately start flying. Sometimes they're triggered by cutscenes. I think we actually have to get into those first. Weirdly placed health pack, but I'll take it. Okay, just stand there like an idiot. Or a lemon. Come on. I think we got the big guy. Oh, he continues to work at us. Uh-oh. There we go, we got him. Wish he clipped that. Well, it will be on YouTube, so there always will be a VOD for it. You know, I think I'm gonna do that afterwards. There's a lot of clips I need to gather around from the channel. Maybe just get a big horde of them and upload one a day after I have a good stockpile. That's one of the easier ways to grow. So you can't expect someone to just show up and start watching a stream. I think we're still stealthed. Let's do it. Just in time. Funny how Cortana mentions the fails compilations. Well, I have a lot of funny moments. I wouldn't necessarily want to humiliate myself with only fails, although I have enough of those in Guilty Gear at least. The teleportation grid that Cortana mentions from the previous level, she did specifically say only that they were going to try that once. And the horse you rode in on. Haunting, the way it sort of landed, right at the edge of a cliff. Teetering.
This thing is falling apart.
It'll hold.
We're not gonna make it.
We'll make it.
Pull up! Pull up! You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Cheap. Always one for theatrics. There's a lot more going on in the back, and this is actually one of the reasons I like to take more of a look at some of the anniversary stuff, because there is a lot more going on in the background here. It still looks very desolate, but there's all the pillars sitting around. Which is, well, full of a lot more life than just a flat plain. It is very haunting like this, too. But I really like the atmosphere that the anniversary gives out here. Now, on the inside, it looks much worse.
We need to get to the bridge. From there, we can use the captain's neural implants to initiate an overload of the ship's fusion engines. The explosion should damage enough systems below it to destroy the ring.
I take that back. I might like the anniversary graphics inside more. But I know that is the unpopular opinion. We will leave it in the classic graphics. And sentinels. Luckily, I think they're very weak to plasma weapons. This is one of the most interesting levels in the game. I mean, everyone remembers the Maw fondly. I don't think there's anyone who has a bad opinion of this level, aside from those who would have a bad opinion of Halo in general. Right here we have a very interesting dynamic in it, that it's probably the only level in the game where you fight all three of your rival factions at the same time. In 2 Betrayals, you get to fight all of them, but you don't fight all of them in the same spots. So you do have this 4-way war going on between the Covenant, the Flood, the Sentinels, and good old Chief himself. Let's be real. The assault rifle's the least useful of our weapons. Shields up, blood down. We are going to be in close quarters pretty much this entire level. I think having the plasma rifle just as a way to quickly dispatch sentinels might be our best bet. After all, we'll be close enough to close the distance with any covenants that will show up. Maybe sticking that on an infection form wasn't the brightest idea. Like I said, most of the music tracks in this game play twice. This one actually plays again at the end. I don't think it makes an appearance before this level. There's one of the tiny guys behind me. Smack. Smack! And now we're in. Perfectly on schedule. Should take us maybe another hour and a half here. Keys is one of the shortest levels in the game. Only comparable to maybe 343 Guilty Spark, which essentially serves as a tutorial for the Flood. All of the first level's pretty short, too. We don't have a pistol here. Start running. Hey, nice. Before we're noticed. Or not. Recharge. And we'll keep running. Oh! Didn't see that on the ground. And we're already out of shields again. Ready up. And guns blazing. We do want to try to take down someone with a shotgun. At least before anyone's shields recharge. Ah, got him. And got you. And you. He's about to explode.
Into the control systems. The terminal is located next to the main view screen.
Let's blow this joint.
I leave home for a few days and look what happens. This won't take long. There.
Sort of how it
Give
feels
us
like
enough
me.
time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance between ourselves and Halo before the detonation.
I'm afraid that's out of the question, really.
Oh, hell.
Ridiculous! That you would imbue a warship's AI with such a wealth of knowledge? Weren't you worried it might be captured or destroyed?
He's in my data arrays, a local tab.
You can't imagine how exciting this is! To have a record of all of our lost time! Human history, is it? Fascinating. Oh, how I will enjoy every moment of its categorization! To think that you would destroy this installation as well as this record! I am shocked. Almost too shocked for words.
Nerd.
He stopped the self-destruct sequence.
Why do you continue to fight us, Reclaimer? You cannot win! Give us the construct, and I will endeavor to make your death relatively painless and...
At least I still have control over the comm channels.
Where is he?
I'm detecting taps throughout the ship. Sentinels, most likely. As for the monitor... He's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine shields?
Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why?
Snarky Chief as always.
Okay, I'm coming with you. Chief, Sentinels!
Funny how we still start that with pull shields even afterwards. You say you can't hear it very well. Let me turn that up a bit. It is quieter than our standard volume. I do normally do some volume equalization through all my streams. Sometimes I forget. And there's a number of games which surprise me by being absolutely loud out of nowhere.
We should be able to get to the end through there.
Hello, and goodbye. Oh no. Just keep coming. How's that, Kayla? Is that any better? Funny, there's shotguns all over the ground here, but I don't think they were in the original pillar bottom. Hello. Goodbye. Oh! And hello again. Yeah, take care of the little, popcorn babies for me, will you? I wonder if the start of Two Betrayals was actually sort of their way of telling you, hey, Sentinels are weak to plasma. After all, they start you off with a plasma pistol, which is a weird thing to have at that time, and a shotgun, which you would have been expected to carry over from the previous level. We are running out of plasma rifle. Let's be sure to pick up another one very soon. What game was I playing last that was so loud? Might have been Guilty Gear. Although I have had that one equalized on volume for a long time. There we go, there's a good one. Three frags, one plasma. And here we are again, back to the start. Pick this up. Alright, we have to go directly in here, don't we? Yep, hello. Funny how the Flood usually beat these battles, and yet they're the easiest ones to take care of. And yet they're the easiest ones to take care of. Let's try that again and take out this guy first. I'll take those shells, thank you. Hello. Goodbye. Ah, I can see his ribs. A little lesson in physics. Funny how this thing destroys floods even at a medium distance. Wish they did online support for Halo 4, that was tons of fun. Really? I've heard only negative things about Halo 4, even though I am one of the people who has a somewhat different opinion. Glad you're having a laugh, Z. I try to practice my comedic timing. That was from full health, too. Just a single shotgun blast. Shows you just how useful this thing is in this game. It was pretty weak in 2, but it had like 12 shells if I remember. In 3, I think was the weakest shotgun. Ah, funny, since we've loaded in the anniversary graphics, it's having a bit of a glitch with rendering the bullets here. Five sucked, 4 was pretty good. Interesting opinion. Well, everyone agree, even myself, I don't have any controversial opinion on 5. The campaign for 5 was atrocious. And what's with Guardians? What kind of weird esports branding were they trying to do there? That's as low-hanging fruit of a title as they could have done. Also, how many of you are going to respawn? I don't remember any respawning mooks here. I've heard a lot of bad things about Halo 4's multiplayer, and I actually share that opinion. I actually sort of liked the campaign of 4 quite a bit. But the multiplayer was a little lackluster. There we go. Plasma bullets are rendering again. Why do I have a feeling these guys are gonna keep coming? Campaign only, okay. Oh, you're okay with Guardians? Huh. They are still crawling towards us. I guess we really do have to push forward. Although it seems that's finally the last of them. Maybe they were just filling up the room out here and then pouring in from there. That went on forever. Nope. I sort of like that they're bioluminescent in this game. Don't know what purpose that serves on Halo. They're not necessarily nocturnal creatures, and they don't really need to find mates or anything. Only thing they want to mate with is your face. Or your leg. Get a couple of grenades, and turn right back around here. We're actually worried the least about the hunter there. Silly enough as it is. We will have to run through here. We haven't died yet, have we? This level's actually kind of easy. I suppose it's supposed to be climactic from a story perspective, not necessarily a gameplay one. Although they just keep coming. I think they're distracted. I think we can run through. Get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. And you. Oh, that was a poor toss. There we go, much better. Wubba dug this. Take a stretch, let the shields recharge. The store light is red. Guess they're... Wonder how they got stuck behind there. Ah, we do have to go that way. I'll just, take a deep... Oh, wait a minute. Come here. There's one down. Easy, only says you. I think there's a lot of people that would, well, for one, be way better at this game than me, that would agree this level isn't really that bad. Can't imagine anyone surviving that expo. It's still going! Pick that up. We cannot crawl in behind them, so we do have to take them head on. Remarkable how many of them there are. I think they do actually respawn indefinitely if you're a certain distance away. Though we are doing well for ourselves, off of being cautious. Yeah, see, that door's open. That's where they're respawning from. We do have to push through here. Oh, great. Do we get a reprieve? Yeah, those doors open when they respawn. But here's that reprieve we were looking for. Funny how he didn't move out of the way. He just sat there and took it. The hell was that? Engineering. Here we are. Light fuse. Run away. Here it is.
Engine room located. We're here.
That's a good idea.
Alert! The monitor has disabled all command access. We can't restart the countdown. The only remaining option is to detonate the ship's fusion reactors. That should do enough damage to destroy Halo.
Shotgun will
Don't worry,
probably be
I have
better for
access
us.
to all of the reactor schematics and procedures. I'll walk you through it. First, we need to pull back the exhaust couplings. That will expose a shaft that leads to the primary fusion drive core.
We have grenades. We might not need to head into the armory just yet. But let's make sure. Also, for those of you who haven't played through this campaign in a long time, there's something we see in this room, and only this room. You ready to be terrified? There they are. Cloaked Flood. Only time you see them. I'm gonna need me one of these. I think there's a few more that show up later. Now we'll have to open up one of these ports. I really like this setup for sort of a climactic moment. Or maybe this is right before the climax, essentially.
inconsistent.
I also remember trying to use rockets on the monitor himself earlier. He does not take damage from anything. Silly little guy. As you all know, there's only one thing that was strong enough to damage him, and that shows up in the third game. Funny how he doesn't seem to recognize that you're against him at this point. At least not yet. A little too focused on his work now, is he? Now this part, I do know the enemies keep respawning, because you kinda do need a source of ammo. Get a few punches in there. We just need to camp here for a little bit. We'll get through them. Especially if they keep feeding us ammo. We can camp out here for a while. Made better by the fact that they're only approaching us from this direction. Watch the grenades on the ground. Oh, it's just these guys. Nothing much to worry about. You, however, are a problem.
That might be compromised.
You know, he talks about the entire history of humanity being saved on the spaceship. I don't feel like a military vessel would be carrying all that extra data. Unless maybe there's some sort of copy of the internet or something on here. Go ahead and hide. Crouch behind here. We might need to pick up a plasma rifle real quick.
Reclaimer, we must keep moving. Reclaimer.
Oh, never mind. Take a little
This
jump
AI
here.
construct
And
possesses
jump here.
far too much data.
Sound extremely excited, don't you?
Good. Step 1 complete. We have a straight shot into the fusion reactor. We need a catalyst explosion to destabilize the magnetic containment field surrounding the fusion tank. Use an explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If you run out of explosives, there is an armory station located near the engine room's entrance.
We need to wait until they open. And kaboom.
The flood continued to multiply. Reclaimer.
Fusion reactor number 1 destabilizing. Use explosives on the other 3 reactors. That should be enough to trigger a wildcat explosion of the engines.
And I think this is where all the enemies start pouring in. Just so long as we don't fall down, we should be good.
Behavior necessitates repair and revision.
It's gonna be a more difficult platforming exercise to get to the other side here. Funny how there's multiple ways to get up here. There's actually the bridge right there that we could use as well. Weird how they all detonate at the same time. I wonder what's setting them off. We are now roughly out of shotgun rounds. Oh. Hello there. Come here. Closer where I can see you. Uh-oh. Yeah, now we gotta start running. Try not to get zapped, try not to get zapped. Serpentine. Hide behind here. Fresh and ready to go. Two down. Everything in here is respawned. The plasma rifle's actually pretty useful against both the Flood and the Sentinels, so we'll pick that up instead.
Are you perhaps kidding?
Still makes quick work of them. And here come the Sentinels. The Flood really don't like them.
Not acceptable, Reclaimer. You must surrender the construct.
I don't have to do anything you say. Getting close.
Keep it up. Only one more fusion reactor to go.
Thank you, I'm gonna need this. And I'm gonna need to hide. I'm gonna miss this place. It was home for such a long time.
To make the necessary repairs as quickly as possible.
Funny, Crash Team and Vessel shows up and he's like, oh no, I need to save it and repair it. Also, we need to just completely destroy all sentient life to stop the Flood again.
That did it. The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of decay, we should have 15 minutes to get off the ship. Don't have much time. We should move outside and signal for evac. Accessing schematics.
Oh, thank you for the present.
It leads to a Class 7 service corridor that runs along the ship's dorsal structure. Hurry!
Why do you continue to resist us, Reclaimer?
And I will take this. Start running.
Why do you continue to ignore your task?
He keeps talking to us like we're some sort of Forerunner guy coming back at a long time. He's really been delusional from the loneliness. Chain reaction. Don't you wort me. Come on, start the elevator. I have places I need to be. Oh.
Cortana to Echo 419. Come in, Echo 419. Roger, Cortana. En route, 595. The Pillar of Autumn's engines are going critical, Bowhammer. Request immediate extraction. Approach the crash site and be ready to pick us up at External Access Junction 4C as soon as you get my signal. Affirmative. Echo 419 going on station. Echo 419 to Cortana. Things are getting noisy down there. Everything okay? Negative, negative. We have a wildcat destabilization of the ship's fusion core. The engines must have sustained more damage than we thought.
Analyze.
Here we go. Oh wait, hold on.
5 minutes
I'm
before
gonna
the
need that health
fusion
pack
drives
first.
detonate. We need to evac now. Activating final countdown timer. When it reaches 0, the engine will detonate. The explosion
Now you
will
get to see
generate
how Professor drives.
Don't
There's a lot of places you're not supposed to hit at max speed here. Now Warthog's gonna flip on my watch. No matter how reckless I drive. You know, funny enough, this entire path is actually twice the length of the model of the pillar bottom. There's no way all of this fits on top of the ship. Alright. Don't let me die here. Do not let me die here. Let's see, what was the route we needed to take here? I forget. Okay, I lied. There's a warthog that's gonna flip on my account. Only 'cause Professor's just too cool for it. Also, why would a maintenance corridor have these kind of slopes in them? Makes no sense. Oh, we cannot make that jump. Get plat. Oh wait, the turret isn't even active. No one's in that thing. Oh, never mind. He was just invisible. Or close to it. He was blending in, camouflaged. The 360 was entirely intentional. Let's see if we can do this on one life.
Stop! This is where Fohammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade. Say again, evade.
Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route.
Oh, wait, they do turn around. When did they turn around?
Still docked in launch phase 7. If we move now, we can make it.
Let's try that again. I've never stayed there long enough for them to start shooting. Very well, let's begin. The physics on this thing are absolutely messed up. I'm just now remembering the spacebar was break on the PC controls. Beep beep. Make way, we're doing science. Maybe a bit lighter on the brakes. And nope. Such a soft landing for 1 ton of vehicle. Actually, I don't think it's 1 ton. I'll have to remember. Oh, maybe it is. That's the weight that most cars are. And sorry. Oh, no chance to style there.
Negative.
All right.
We have a Wildcat
All right.
of the ship's fusion core. The engines must have sustained more damage.
I guess I don't get to style then.
Analyze.
Well, that's disappointing.
Before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now.
Guess the only thing that can kill me is my own recklessness. Take 2.
Will generate a temperature of almost 100 million degrees.
We have a lot of those moments. So, how do you think Halo Infinite's gonna end? You know, they definitely, or, you know, it's very likely that they might end up doing a Warthog run on that game too. Accelerate, step on the gas, and please don't fall again. There we go. Feather the brakes. Come on, come on. Just barely. And here we have to run along the sides. Darn, I was hoping to do this the first take. Oh, I never noticed the Phantom. Or, no, hold on. Does have a different name in this game, but I forgot what they're called. We don't see them again in future games. I forget, what were the name of those ships called? Please tell me there's a health pack back here. Doesn't look like it. Sorry, Foehammer.
Stop.
We already know what
Warhammer
happens
is
here.
coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are...
Echo 419.
Two Covenant Banshees are Echo 419.
Calculating alternate escape route. Ship's inventory shows one longsword fighter still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it.
How about we head through here instead? Or not. Isn't this where the talking grunt is? Make ourselves a little detour.
Good thing that food nipple's waiting for me at the starship. Cause man, if I worked up a big crunchy thirst.
I died on purpose. Or, so I'll say. You don't have to believe me. But would Professor lie to you? That would be irresponsible of me as a teacher.
Up ahead, there's a gap in the trench. Should be able to clear it.
You're never able to actually clear this. In fact, there's nothing on the other side of that one either. Just keep the pedal to the metal. Alright. So, I am gonna cheat. Because out here on the sides, you have few people actually shooting at you. Thanks, losers. Were we too slow? I wasn't looking at the timer.
Negative. We have a
I wasn't looking at the timer.
of the ship's fusion core.
Alright, no
It
talking to
must have
grunts.
sustained more damage than we thought.
Analyzing. We have 5 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now.
Third time's the charm, damn it.
When it reaches zero, the engines will detonate. The explosion will generate a temperature of almost 120.
Out of my way, Professor's on tilt.
Don't breathe.
Chapter 3 is the Red Rage episode. I think actually the timer's smaller on higher difficulties. Or not. Not taking that ramp this time. Put it in gear. And we were so close that first time. I just want to spend more time here with you, class. That's all. Don't get beamed down by the Sentinels this time, so let's see if we can escape with all of our health. I wonder what's with all those random little ramps on the side there. And they're alternating. I mean, obviously it's to make this course a little bit more exciting and difficult, but what functional purpose do they actually serve on this thing? And all the very strange ramps here and there. Like this. This makes no sense being on a military ship. Funny how I died to collision damage from my own Warthog, which is the exact way that most people die in this game. The collision damage from moving vehicles is obscene. Oh, come on. No, we're not doing a backwards driving challenge today. Maybe another time in the future.
Foehammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Foehammer. We're not doing this again.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade.
Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route. Inventory shows one long
That's one of the most difficult parts to drive over right there,
Now we can
with all the other little ramps. Luckily, most of them aren't actually shooting at us, or we'd already be dead 3 times over.
keep up ahead. There's a gap in the trench. At top speed, we should be able to clear it.
1 minute, 30 seconds. We can do this. Squish. Out of my way. I have places to not be. Yeah, normally you're supposed to run this gauntlet on the inside, but if you just move along the outside, you don't actually get shot at nearly as much. And there we go.
Cutting it close.
Here we go.
Come here, you mother... I'm gonna...
Pay attention to Johnson's hand here.
This is it, baby.
Oh wait, no, it was the elite's hand. He wanted some Johnson ass.
Shut them down. We'll need them later. Can't see a look.
Kaboom. I can't remember. Does Infinite have anything to do with the ruined ring here?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo, it's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.
And there's the stinger. If you edit the cutscene to look at the model, it's really just another helmet underneath there. Who would have thunk? And there we have it. Aw, we're not gonna get a credits roll or anything. Maybe if we went through the main line or through the campaign playlists. Ah, ho hum. Well, that's not what we get then. I'm pretty sure everyone here in the audience has been there before, so it's not like we'll get anything new from a credits roll. Now! Why don't we take a look and see what's going on with... Hold on. Mute that tab. I'm gonna check Twitch. Actually, first I'm going to take a little break, and I will be right back. But, let me know, who wants to see some Halo Infinite? After all, we are a little bit ahead of schedule. Normally this would only be a 2-hour stream, but I might have time for a little bit more Infinite in me. Let me know if you're feeling Halo while I go ahead and make my return here in a couple of minutes. That is the wrong thing to be moving. There we go. On second thought, I think I'll cut out the stream for that one. You know, I'm very comfortable ending it here on a short stream for once in a while. I might go ahead and check out some other people who are streaming Infinite right now, but I could get a little compilation together of some clips. I do have some other stream assets I need to be working on, so might just do that instead. Also get things prepared for the other streams coming up later this week, so I think right now is a good stopping point. Well, there we have it. Halo Combat Evolved, played through its entirety, and we managed to get that done right before Halo Infinite's release. I'm very proud that we managed to do it. Although I was hoping to try to get through 2 and 3, I had no idea so many other games would be showing up on my stream schedule between now and then. There is a lot of work to be doing here in the streams, and I've been doing streams for 12 hours a week minimum, so maybe dialing it back for a little bit and trying to work on some stuff from behind the scenes would be a better alternative. Tomorrow, we return to Delta and Snowgrave, which I've already fixed up the save files, so things should be better to go on from there. Good night, Kayla. Thank you for showing up. Z, and I do believe there was a showing of Leviathan. And Broham, if you're still here, thank you all very much. I think I'll actually just be responsible and end it here right now instead. Expect to see you here tomorrow for Deltarune, and then on Friday, is our next stream. I think, yes. The new stream schedule has been posted on Twitter, on YouTube, and on the Discord, which are all things I'll be working on. The exciting thing this week, though, is on Black Friday evening, we have another Guilty Gear tournament, but this time with Accent Core. And I have to brush up on my Slayer as well, which I'll be using my time for here as well, for that. So, hope to see you all getting too excited for myself. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Good night. Class is dismissed. And, bzoop. He's gone. Good night, Z. Thank you for showing up. For your attendance. That's right. That's the terminology I should be using all the time.